Brian, stay with us. In fact, Dr. Sharat Kohli, senior economist, is also joining us now live. Dr. Kohli, what do you make of these tariff wars, which obviously are continuing?
Well, good morning, Uday. Good morning to the viewers of NewsX. I think it seems to be getting worse instead of improving. Some postponements have been done here and there, but overall, I think whether it's the European Union, whether it's Canada, whether it's the United Kingdom, Ireland, I think practically this is coming into effect across the world. And, the worst fear is on the 2nd of April, when the reciprocal tariffs would be there, across the world for more than 100 countries with United States deals. I don't think this is going to be serving very good for the world economy. It might sink the American economy into recession first, and then the cascading effect might be felt across the rest of the world as well. Well, President Trump keeps talking about bringing back the wealth of the United States. I don't know what wealth is he going to bring back by this method, because or preserving the jobs in the U.S., because as per my analysis, the United States in this position is not, going to probably put up factories to manufacture all these goods within the country, because the cost of production in the U.S., especially the labor cost and the land cost, is very, very high. So potentially and economically, it's not viable for the U.S. to keep producing these goods within the country. It's going to be a very, very tough call. Well, it's only going to fuel inflation, and this inflation will further, prohibit the Fed from cutting down the interest rates, which is then going to affect the growth. So I really don't think those many number of jobs are going to be created, one. Second, it's not really going to bring back any wealth to America, which he says he's been ripped off wealth over decades. I'm not sure what kind of calculations have been made, because putting tariffs on steel, aluminium, it's going to fuel, automobile industry inflation. It's going to fuel inflation across the board for all the kinds of, even food products are getting hit by tariff war. So this is going to fuel inflation over the agriculture products as well, which is not going to augur well. I think the common man in America, and America has a very, very big middle class as well, they're going to suffer. They have already suffered inflation for the last few years, as we've seen, and America has struggled to get out of inflation, barely managed to get out of inflation. And we will see that starting from later this month on to April and beyond. I think inflation numbers are going to be seen. Last evening, inflation numbers of U.S. came for February. Well, obviously, February was a different month. They cooled down a bit. But then I think March and April and beyond is going to be a different story altogether. I really don't think, as far as India is concerned, I think India has sort of managed to balance out the stuff, although 2nd April will be the big date when India will also know as to if reciprocal tariff policy comes into effect, how much of that would have an impact on Indian exports, which is the merchandise exports in India is now more than $400 billion to the U.S. Well, I think India will still remain much immune, but India is part of the global family. If the world sinks into recession because of this tariff war, the stock markets are melting down. I don't think any market can take this in a positive way, because it impacts companies' business being done with other countries and other companies across the world. So overall, it doesn't look like a very good scenario. I'm sure President Trump will realize this sooner than later, Uday.
All right, Dr. Kohli, appreciate you joining us with your perspective on that story. Further breaking developments now coming in. U.S. armed